Have you ever rooted for a central couple in a horror movie? Then you are going to love House of Rain by New York Times bestselling TikTok sensation Harley LaRue. Happy endings and horror can mix after all. It's a gothic sapphic romance meets supernatural suspense, equal parts sinfully spicy and bone chilly. Salem was supposed to be on her honeymoon. Instead, she's trapped at Belfour Manor with Rain, a woman hiding secrets as dark as the house itself. This book gets 4 out of 5 peppers for bringing the heat. If you're a fan of The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager or Verity by Colleen Hoover, this must-read thriller is for you. The book just sucks you in. I swear, I even caught myself looking behind my shoulder once or twice because Harley LaRue builds this tension that just lingers. You can find House of Rain by Harley LaRue wherever books are sold in print and in ebook. The gorgeous deluxe hardcover first printing is only available for a limited time, so grab yours before they are gone.
Many of you have heard us talk about Hormone Harmony by Happy Mammoth, the supplement that helps women maintain optimal hormone levels, with over 50,000 glowing reviews from women worldwide and 98% saying they recommend it to friends and family. Now you can take those results even further by pairing it with their prebiotic collagen protein, which helps restore gut lining integrity, promoting overall hormone levels. Now, I've struggled with occasional digestive issues, and since taking the prebiotic collagen protein, I've noticed a real lift in my energy and overall well-being. Happy Mammoth is dedicated to making women's lives easier. And that means using only science-backed ingredients that have been proven to work for women. They make no compromise when it comes to quality, and it shows. Right now, you can try prebiotic collagen protein and Hormone Harmony risk-free and get 15% off your entire first order with the code DATEABLE at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code DATEABLE for 15% off today. Hi, I'm Yue Xu.
And I'm Julie Kraftchick.
We're active daters turned dating insiders.
Here to dive into everything modern dating and relationships.
Welcome to Dateable. Welcome back. We are back.
And we're excited to discuss today because there is an article that's been circulating. I feel like I've seen this article in so many places in the last 24 hours. Yeah. Granted, by the time this airs, a couple days will pass. If you're listening on the podcast, if you're here live with us now, you're getting the real-time debrief. But we want to talk about this Vogue article. Is having a boyfriend embarrassing now?
And in the article, it dives into how so many women have kind of stopped posting about their relationships and their boyfriends. And there's just a lot of investigative reporting about why this is happening. And some of the theories are that maybe people are embarrassed by having a relationship where they want to keep this double life, where on social media they come off as single, but they actually are in a relationship.
And there's also this suggestion that there's this air of coolness now that comes with being single and unattached, where in the past we would put like being in a relationship on a pedestal, but now it's actually not cool anymore. And there's this feeling of heterofatalism where women don't want to be seen as being all about their man. And that comes with being partnered, where back in the day, like that was kind of what you'd want to be seen as.
Right. The article irks me in so many ways because I'm like, are we trying to make anything news these days? Is this like really news? But it proves to me that the nature of social media is changing. And I think we are kind of correcting in towards more of a wanting to be private kind of spectrum. Because I think when social media first took off, I remember I was like posting every meal I had, was like, this is what I have for lunch. This sort of like daily slice of life content was what we were doing. And then that became too public or became too redundant. So now we're getting to this like curated social media where now it's like, I'm going to post something when there's news or when there's something for my audience to see. So now it's like the slice of life, your everyday life with your boyfriend, your relationship. It's not something that even needs to go on social media.
I have a lot of issues with this article. Okay,
Do tell.
I like the title. I'll start there. It was intriguing. I like that it's an opinion piece. Everyone has a right to their opinion. I think there's something to be said about not centering our whole identities about having a relationship. I'm all for that. Even as someone that is now married, like I like having my identity as Julie Krafchick, as an individual, as the person I've built. And I also feel like when I was single, there was nothing wrong with that stage of life. And I hate how society has made it be like you're less than because you're single. So I like that this article is actually saying like it's cool to be single again. And maybe it's like the other, but why do we always have to like tip to like the other side too?
Yeah.
Like, why can't it just be like both are okay? It's a different stage of life. Like neither is cool, neither is embarrassing. It just is what it is. So that's my first rant on it. The second is, why is social media life? Like maybe for some Gen Z people, it really is like parallel to life. But I feel like all the examples that this author gave was like talking about influencer culture and, you know, things that just aren't applicable to most people. And if we're going to actually because I mean, I wouldn't describe you and I as influencers per se, but we do have a public platform. And the reasons why I do not post my boyfriend, my husband now, but boyfriend at the time.
Do you have a boyfriend
I do
too?
have a boyfriend. That's what's
the
embarrassing.
reason I don't post about my boyfriend is because I have a husband.
But given at different stages, boyfriend, fiance, husband, it's not because I was embarrassed of him. It's because I'm preserving his like privacy because he didn't sign up to be a public personality at all. And again, I'm acknowledging I'm not like a huge public personality, but there are people that have been following our journeys for 10 years. And, you know, maybe they're curious what your partner looks like or who they are. And people on the internet, like in general, I'm not saying this for my partner, but just in general, are super judgmental. So like a lot of people either don't want to subject their partner for that, especially if they have a mass following, or they just want to like give the person privacy because they didn't make this their thing.
That's exactly it. I think, yes, some people could be embarrassed by their relationship. I don't understand it, but sure, that's what the article is leading towards. But I would venture out to say most people don't post because of privacy, because of protection. And I don't post about my partner because he has teenage girls and they can get on Instagram and they can see everything that's going on in my life. I don't want to throw their dad in their face for them to be even more uncomfortable. Like talk about embarrassed, they're embarrassed. So it's that because social media, when you post about someone, it actually involves more than just them. It's their identity, their family, their work, everything. So like what you were saying, Julie, we don't want to subject our partners to that, but it's by no means embarrassment. And by no means it's like, I'm trying to keep this mysterious or I'm trying to give off this air that I'm still single. No, it's not that intentional. It's more just protection.
I don't like to be a hater on creative work. So I'm going to preface it by saying that, but it feels like this person had a clickbait article title and then didn't do the research to actually back it up. Like, I don't know how we can equate how people's social media behavior, especially when they're talking about a segment of like influencers they follow, actually is indicative of a societal shift.
Right,
and I feel like for me personally, I have a private Instagram account that I do not have. Like I have literally less than 200 followers on there and it's all people I genuinely know. And for that, I do post my partner and I like out for dinner and stuff and more everyday life. But I don't put that on public Instagram for that reason that we were just talking about. So it doesn't even like make sense. And I feel like if you actually looked at like people that aren't trying to be influencers, like would they have the same behavior? Like maybe not.
Right.
So, okay, there's that part of it. The whole identity of like decentering men as your whole identity, because one, like they're saying that in this article that we've been let down by men too many times. And that's why like we don't want to put them front and center. And I mean, there's a little bit of truth in that. I think from a social media perspective, I feel like when I wasn't like super secure with a partner, even on my like private Instagram, I wouldn't put them up everywhere. Like if our relationship wasn't solid, I didn't do it. And it's not because I was like embarrassed by them. It was because like we weren't on that footing, I guess.
Yeah. And why? What's the point of putting them out there? I don't know. That's like, unless someone is very much sort of like a permanent fixture in my life, currently, day to day, like I don't know why I would need to put them in my social media. But again, that's my choice. Either I do it or I don't. It doesn't really matter.
Social media is not life.
For other, it's not, and it's not for other people to judge. Like my choices of what I post on my own social media, it's not for other people to judge. Unfortunately, when you have a big enough following, I'm sure you see all kinds of feedback and all kinds of comments. And even though you don't want to read them or take them seriously, it's hard not to. So I do see like I've had some friends who've had some really terrible comments about their partners on their social media where they had to take down the post, or people are actually really nosy.
Yeah.
You could post your partner and now someone could do a reverse image search on Google and find their whole life story, find their ex-girlfriends, find their family, someone could find their whole life story and try to throw that back at you for something maybe that happened 10 years ago. And it's just like people want to create gossip. They want to create conflict. They want to create drama. And it is unnecessary. So why subject anybody to that?
And then in this article, they talk about, again, like influencers, which is not indicative of the entire population at all. But they're telling you they have 2 influencers cited that they lost thousands of followers when they started hundreds of followers, not thousands. Right. Hundreds of followers when she started posting about her boyfriend was one example. The other one started talking about a guy she was seeing and people were like, please don't get a boyfriend. First of all, so many thoughts. Again,
are they 13?
This is not like, it's not like saying that like having a boyfriend is embarrassing. People, first of all, that are following you on social media, like if you're going on as your identity as being the single person, they don't always want to see that success for you or change. And I wouldn't say these are your friends if you have like a public figure situation. I feel like your friends, if you were on a private Instagram, if we're equating this again to social media, would be probably thrilled if you launched someone that you were in a legit relationship with that made you happy and was a good person. These people watching you don't know, and it's self-serving for them. So like, why would that actually equate to this at all?
Yeah, we've lost so much of that authenticity behind our social media because your audience sees you as a TV character.
Yeah.
They're writing your life for you. Do you really want them to control how they want to write your life story? I mean, like when I'm going to date myself, but when Felicity, remember Felicity, cut her hair and people were like rioting and they were boycotting the show. They're like, how could they cut her hair? I mean, that's how social media is. Like you do one thing, you post one piece of content and people see you as this commodity that they can now control and judge and criticize and comment on. But that's a real life here. We're not Felicity. We're not TV characters. And that's why I think it is good that people are posting less and less about their personal lives, not just their relationships, but personal lives.
I want to dive into this even more, but before we do, let's take a quick break to hear from our partners.
As the air turns crisp and the holidays draw near, comfort becomes the best gift of all. And Quince delivers layers that last: sweaters, outerwear, and everyday essentials that feel luxurious, look timeless, and make holiday dressing and gifting effortless. And Quince has it all, from $50 Mongolian cashmere sweaters made for everyday wear, denim that never goes out of style, silk tops and skirts that add polish, and down outerwear built to take on the season, perfect for gifting or upgrading your own wardrobe. Now, I know I live in warm Southern California, but I do love wearing cashmere, and the Quince short sleeve cashmere sweaters are my go-to. They're just the perfect layering piece, and they truly elevate every outfit. Step into the holiday season with layers made to feel good, look polished, and last. From Quince. Perfect for gifting or keeping for yourself. Go to quince.com/dateable for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/dateable to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DATEABLE.
With the holidays right around the corner, it's time for me to start planning all the festive meals and treats for the season. Frozen Washington red raspberries are the ultimate holiday shortcut to flavor, as they are picked at peak ripeness and frozen within hours to lock in their bright, sweet tart taste. I love raspberries in my desserts, and boy does this cran raspberry pecan tart sound delicious. Grown by passionate farmers in Washington state, they're frozen with care to ensure top quality and food safety, and it always feels good to support local American farmers. And here's the best part. They're always in season. When you buy American-grown frozen raspberries, you're getting fresh off the field flavor all year long. You can find them at Costco, Kroger, Meijer, and Winco Foods. Make sure to look for product in the U.S. on the bag. Check out True Fruit Mars Hyper Chilled Chocolate-Covered Raspberries and Smucker's Raspberry Jam. Want to learn more details on where to find American frozen red raspberries plus recipe ideas and cooking tips? Head to redraz.org. That's redrazz.org. You'll find participating retailers as an inspiration for every meal, plus info on how these berries go from farm to freezer with quality you can taste.
What's the one thing about your health you wish someone had told you years ago? Well, for me, it's how important the gut is. Truly, the gut is the foundation of overall health and vitality. It's not just about digestion. The gut affects everything from your energy levels and mood to weight management and even longevity. And while most gut supplements contain probiotics or probiotics and prebiotics at best, Bioma contains all three essential ingredients your gut needs. Visit gobioma.com/dateable today. That includes prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics. Each ingredient is science-backed and third-party tested. Just take 2 capsules before breakfast and take the guesswork out of feeling your best. Visit gobioma.com/dateable today for an extra 15% off your order. That's gobioma.com/dateable and get an extra 15% off.
The one part of this that I liked that I'll read verbatim was, from my conversations, one thing is certain, the script is shifting. Being partnered doesn't affirm your womanhood anymore. It is no longer considered an achievement. And if anything, it became more of a flex to pronounce yourself single. As straight women, we're confronting something that every other sexuality has had to contend with. A politicization of our identity. Heterosexuality has been long purposely indefinable, so it's harder for those within it and outside of it to critique. However, as our traditional roles begin to crumble, maybe we're being forced to reevaluate our blind allegiance to heterosexuality.
Yes. Okay, great. She just needed to write
what
that.
I like about it, and then some of it clearly is a mouthful as I read it, but what I like about it is that it's not an achievement. I do agree with that. Like, I think what's nice about, if we're going to even go back to social media, what's nice about women on social media not having like everything relate to their partner and boyfriend is that it's about them. Like, they're the center. They're the reason people are following them. They're the reason why they're interesting, whether you have a following or not. Like, your friends are interested in you because of you, not because you have a relationship. So I agree with that like, why make this the center of our world now that like we're in a relationship? Like, I remember actually when like I met my partner, we had this conversation of like, what's like kind of the boundaries of how much I talk about him on the podcast, because like he is a pretty private person. And I think ultimately, like, I'm not gonna like hide that I'm in a relationship. Like, that's kind of where we netted out like things that are just like what I'm doing in my life that involve him because he's a big part of my life. It's going to naturally come out. But do I need to like, you know, go into every last like fight we have or issue we have or every conversation we have so it's now public? No. And I think really where this came about too was like, I thought about it. I'm like, I've had this podcast for, I don't know how many years I had it before we met, like 7 years. Like, it wasn't about me and my dating life. It was like us talking about topics related to dating and like experiences came in, but it wasn't like chronicling my life. So like, why would that change now that I have a partner?
Yeah, that's a good boundary to set. And I think it's a good conversation for everybody to have, whether you have a public platform or not.
Right.
When you first get into a relationship, like what are the boundaries of public posting and social media content, or even like sending your partner's pictures to your friends?
Yeah.
I want to have control over that. I need to know what are you, like that's my face, that's my likeness out there. I want to be able to have a say in what is shared about me, and I want to be able to give anybody in my life that right to have a say as well, not just my partner. And I follow these accounts. I will on the consumption side, right?
Yeah.
As a consumer, when I follow some of these influencers, like there's one big one I've told you about who chronicles her dating life, and now she's seriously dating someone. She posts about, I think she's like a month delayed.
Mm,
So her posts are like, when she posts them, these things have already happened, but she does like play by play. Like,
yeah.
I'm getting ready for a date, and then I'm meeting his mother, and I'm doing this. It is so fascinating from a consumer point of view. I love it, but I cannot imagine being on that side, being the guy, being the person she's talking about, because like every tiny little detail is out there. So maybe he opted into it. Maybe
Yeah.
it's possible. But I think that, again, that's the conversation we all need to have with the people we involve in our content. It's like, are you okay with me putting this out there?
Yeah. And I think it even goes beyond social media too. Like I think about like the conversations you have with your friends. Like actually, my partner and I, early on, I was like, I don't want to go to our friends before I talk to you, like in anything.
Yeah.
Because like that to me even is like a violation of taking your relationship out.
Mhm.
And that doesn't mean you're embarrassed about your partner if you're not talking about them, because it's awkward to just sit there and like brag about how great a partner you have. No one's going to do that realistically. Like that's just bizarre behavior.
Yeah.
And that is cringe, to be honest, of like someone sitting out there just like talking about their boyfriend nonstop, and you can't get a word in about who they are or like anything outside of their boyfriend. That's always been cringe. That's like nothing new.
Yeah.
And in that case, like it's more of like, okay, why are you like, why is this like such like hiding everything else that's going on for you? Like, why is this like the only one track you have going on? That's something like deeper. But let's say like you're with friends, like you're not, like if you're either that person who's annoying or the person that's like complaining about their partner, let's say you've decided I'm not going to do that, then you just don't talk about them that much, or you talk about them in passing, like we went to this restaurant or we did that. Again, doesn't mean you're embarrassed and it's like a sin to have a boyfriend.
I really hope that the people who are embarrassed by their relationships, and that's the reason why they're not posting, are in the minority. Because in this day and age, like, what would make you embarrassed to be in a relationship with someone? Like that's my question. We all have so many options and choices to make. Like, why would you be in a relationship if you're embarrassed by this person? But the fact that this woman author went there and using that as clickbait is problematic for me, because that to me is anti-feminist. Is right?
Yeah.
It's to say you're hiding, so therefore you're embarrassed. That's like, to me, that's already a criticism on women's behavior that I don't accept.
Yeah, like I like the idea of not making like your boyfriend your whole personality. Sure, great. I think outside of social media too, maybe again on her small sample of people that are trying not to lose followers because their niche is around here. But I'd say most people aren't like idolizing being single either. At least from our experience of talking to people that want to ultimately find love. I think you can accept you're single and be happy in that life stage, but there's very few people that are just like, you know, this is so much better than being with a partner. And if they're the minority doing that, that's great. Like if that's your truth, then like go for it. But like you probably wouldn't feel the need to talk about it incessantly if that really was your truth. You would just be living your life. So the people that are actually saying that, I don't really hear that happening that much.
Mm-mm.
So it's more of like, yes, now I feel like we've dropped a lot of these like, oh, you'll end up a spinster or poor you, cat lady. It's more accepted. And I do like the part in the article where it says that like, you know, being on your own is kind of like an achievement in itself. I think especially if you can be happy being on your own, if you've let go of someone that is a terrible partner and is treating you poorly, absolutely. But also being with someone that treats you well and is additive to your life isn't like the opposite of that. Like both are good. It's just what life stage are you in right this minute?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a judgment in either direction,
No.
in either choice. But even to your point of not talking to your friends first and going to your partner first when it comes to issues or whatever, I think it's like similar in social media. It's like if things are going well, you don't need to post about it. There's no need to be like, look at us eating sushi at home. Like just, you know, on a public account, like it should try to get to as a content,
Right.
is what I'm saying. Like to keep your friends updated, that's all great. But like as content, it's not needed. But if you're I almost feel like people are overcompensating when they're over posting about their partner and like how much they're in love, because why?
Yeah.
Why do you need everybody's approval on your relationship? I think it's less about embarrassment, that it's more like, I want people to approve this or to be envious of this or to covet this. Like, no, it's only you and this other person involved.
In the article, also, it talks about how people aren't posting because they're afraid people are going to be jealous, give them the evil eye.
Right.
I don't know about that. I feel like more people are like mocking them than necessarily like legit jealous of a relationship, but who knows?
Oh, no, I've seen it. I've
You
seen
have?
it.
Okay.
Like there's this girl I follow and she recently got married, and like all these women are like, you know, how, gosh, I shouldn't say all women. I shouldn't say it's all women commenting, but the comments are like, oh, you two look so cute. You look so happy. And then it goes to like, how did you get him? Or where's the secret door where you found him? Or comments are just awful, just not necessary. And yes, you can be confident in your relationship, but to just even see comments like that, like, oh, you two, he definitely married down or something like that.
Damn.
Just to see comments like that, it just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Right?
I think ultimately it's not about being embarrassed to have a significant other or being embarrassed about being single. It's like just being authentic in whatever stage you're in and appreciating it. And I think what's not embarrassing is to have, you know, something again that's authentic to where you are. Like if you're in a great relationship that feels good for you, or you've let go of someone that's not treating you right, both of those are a win.
Yes. And what can you do to protect the relationship? I think about this all the time. You and your partner are in a thing together. So what can you do to protect the integrity of your relationship? And a lot of that is not subjecting your partner to strangers' comments and criticism.
Yeah. What's sad about this is that I saw on Instagram this post about this article, and people probably didn't even read the article, and just the amount of like, fuck relationships, fuck men, like all of that in the comments. And I'm just like, look, this is just a self-serving, like fun. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. I don't think this is, it's a bad piece of work.
Turn it into, yes, they had to turn it into male bashing and how men don't deserve to be in our grid, you know? But that is like, that is too intentional. I don't think anybody thinks that intentionally about what they're posting.
I think it's embarrassing that Vogue published this. Just saying.
Well, it's Vogue.
Okay.
You know, they need readers.
If you disagree with us, we actually would like to hear from you. If you really took something in this article, we'd love to hear your opinion.
Yes. And if you are truly embarrassed by your relationship and that's why you don't post it, let us know.
Yeah.
We want to hear from you too.
We just want to hear from you, basically.
We just want to hear from, just tell us what you're thinking by giving us a rating and review, but 5 stars, please. We'll only want to listen if it's 5 stars. Give us some feedback. What did you think of the article? What did it ignite in you? And while you're online leaving that rating and review, just get our book, How to Be Dateable. It's everywhere books are sold, or you can just find the links on howtobedateable.com.
And you'll never be embarrassed again. You'll have the right partner. Not just anyone. Yeah, if you're embarrassed by your partner, that's saying way more than social media. Just saying.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Definitely.
Glad we were able to unpack this.
Thanks, Vogue, for the content. And we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.